You're still stuck on that, like 2010?
2010, like, yeah, I mean, it's like we were still like liking photos on the wall and giving people Polaroids.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Oh my God. Yeah, you had to upload from the camera. Oh, jeez.
yeah. So, I mean, like, it's like such a different world now, and I think like you're seeing like meeting people through the apps, like, that's hard. I like, at least for me, like, I try to meet through apps or even Craigslist. Embarrassingly enough.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't have any gay friends. And I didn't understand like what the differences were. So I'm like looking for new gay friends, blah, 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 and like try to establish myself. And it took a minute. But I was like, why is everybody so like sexual? And like I thought like you were supposed to be that way, like, you know, to like allow someone's advancements because you wanted to be friends. And it took me a long time, even after living in Austin, to like be able to figure out like my own self-worth.
Wow.
To get through that. So I wonder if like other people like experience that, like, you know, trying to make friends and like you don't want to like tell your gay friend like you're not attracted to them or let them down, you know? Like, how did you ever deal with anything like that?
I think my favorite, like, I had a guy who I was talking to in the gym, and, you know, we were kind of flirty, and then I invited him to dinner one time, and he just sent me a very straightforward, very well-written text. He was like, hey, I just started talking with this guy, and we're getting pretty serious. I'd still like to get dinner with you, but it would have to be as friends. And it was just like, it was super straightforward, to the point, and it allowed us to have a friendship where I wasn't let on at all, and yeah, and I think just communication is really important in that regard. But yeah, I'll be honest, like in Seattle, I've had trouble like forming a nice like gay group, or just like having that, and or like feeling like I can break into the cliques or whatever, you know. And I don't want to like I have had people extend an arm and invite me to things here and there, but there's a difference between like getting a one-time invite and being like part of the group chat.
Accepted, yeah.
Oh,
getting to the group chat's such a big deal, yeah.
Oh my God, I would kill to be part of some of these group chats. Like, well, especially in Seattle, it's like everything, and maybe Austin's getting more this way too, but like so many events in Seattle are ticketed. So it's like if you find out about it too late, you're either
screwed.
Yeah, you either can't get in, or you end up having to pay like a really high premium, where it's like, oh, everyone in the group chat bought these tickets months ago. You're like, whatever,
yeah, because you have that advanced planner, let everybody know. And then that, or you buy tickets that aren't real. It's happened to me. And that sucks too. And then you have to get scalped. Yeah, for sure. But I feel that like trying to get these group texts is so hard. And like, but the thing is, like, I have my group text in Austin, and new people come in, and they're like, oh my God, I want to be in that group text. I'm like, I don't really know you. Like, and I'm really weird about it. And they're like, Maticus is really strict about like people being in this group chat. I was like, well, you kind of want it to be like people that you know for sure are going to come out, are going to be involved, you know, and keep things small? Or do you believe like on your side of having like a more large like chat like in your friendships? Like we're like, or like, hey, we're going to this thing, and like, and everybody I've ever met that I liked that lives in Seattle can go.
Yeah, you know, I haven't dealt with it as much in the gay community, and I would be lovely to be one of those big gay group chats, and I'm just not right now.
Start one.
Maybe I should. Yeah, I mean, I have like an intimate group chat here and there, and maybe that's more my MO. Like, I have group chats that are very intimate, right? But I guess the best experience I have analogous to that is kind of like in tech. Because it's like, oh, let's like make a group chat for all our coworkers to like do stuff. But there is a balance, because like once it's too big, then it's like, especially if it's not a well-connected thing, people just don't like have any impetus to show up. It's like, oh, I don't know any of these people. Why would I want to go to an event with them, you know? Where if it's like a text with all your friends, it's like, oh, this is amazing, you know?
Doesn't it suck to be the admin of that group? I'm sure, I don't know if it's happened to you, and you're like, you have to purge everyone that's not participating. Like, hey guys.
Oh my God. Purge everyone?
Yeah, they're like, that guy's an asshole. I'm like, well, it had to be done. And somebody had to do it. They're like, I read all the texts. I was like, you've never come to anything. Yeah. But I feel like that's like my protection on a group text. But at the same time, like here in Austin, I want to be in more group texts, and also like a part of like more groups, but I also think like a lot of the things that we want and care about, we can easily facilitate. You know, it's like things that you want from other people, you can do for others.
Yeah, maybe this is a good lesson. Maybe this is what I have to do, is like make a growing group chat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's it kind of goes like that. I think like me, I don't know if you, what was it? Fuck. Oh, so on the spot.
That was such a big brain fart.
That was a big,
You like stop mid sentence. You're like cannot compute.
Oh, Caleb. Okay, yeah. So me and my friend Caleb, the nurse. I'm not sure if you know him, travel nurse. He's having the same thing. We're like, oh, we want to be this want to be able to control the groups and what they do. And we're like, well, let's create one. And then they created this really badass. It was initially meant to control the twinks of Austin, and now
what?
Yeah, yeah.
Control the twinks of Austin. That was his plan.
Yeah, to control what they were doing. And so we would know where where the hottest spot is to be because you told them where to go. But yeah, random things. Again, it's just you could manifest your destiny if you want to.
I love that.
Let's see here. So okay, so how do you feel about the stigmas of people still talking about obviously I ask in my videos, so if you hate it I don't care, but about people asking about, hey, are you top bottom verse on a date?
On a date,
or even before, they're like, I'm not going to go on a date or waste time with you without knowing your preference.
Yeah, I used to be super against that, where I was like, oh my god, if you're asking if I'm a top or bottom, then all you care about is my body, blah 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 blah. Yeah. But I think that's also coming from a place of privilege because I don't have a strong preference. I think it's very much based on the person.
Yeah.
Whereas I think some people really do they're not going to. Relationships are about so much more than sex, right? And who you marry, et cetera. That's going to be about so much more than sex. But it's at the end of the day, I can't date or marry a woman because I know I'm not going to be able to be fulfilled on that physical level, which is important. And so if you're like that, if you're even more specific than that, if you're only a top or only a bottom, I can see why you might be like, listen, I'm truly just not compatible with you if you're not able to be the top if I'm a bottom or vice versa.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, because I was thinking a lot of people get upset about that, right?
They get upset, really?
Yeah, and I think
how dare you ask?
Well, even you just said that now, right? You're like, okay, cool. Initially I was getting upset. People are like, oh, you care about my body, all you do want is have sex with me. But you think of with your friends, always falling in love with someone new, every 2 weeks or whatever. It's just wasting time. And I see so many I'd see it all the time. My friend that didn't want to ask people, and he'd fall in love with another bottom, and then he'd come home. And I'd have to listen to him cry. He's like, I loved him.
Oh, no.
We were so compatible, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes those people marry each other, and they have an open relationship.
That. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
I was like, but you guys are best friends, or whatever. Honestly, it's not my place to judge. Do your thing. But I was like, what I want to encourage, why I do Say It's Lit and all the things that I do on the street, is to encourage conversations that are uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah. And conversations are so important.
And I think it needs to be spoken about. If somebody's curious about your position or curious and they have a question about you, I think we should be open to it.